What's up, Deuterinos, and welcome to Rank 'Em All. Brand new podcast that is a music review podcast where we rank and review songs and albums from some of our favorite artists and bands. And with me to help explain to you what this show is one of this show's co-producers, co-hosts, cohorts, and my co-buddy, Nate Phillips, the Podfather. How you doing, bud?
Me. I'm good, my friend. I'm doing great today. It's really interesting right now. We are in audio land only. So this is pretty different territory for us. It's been a time since we've been in a realm where you can't see our faces while we're saying the shit we're saying.
Yeah, no, we are going to do a bit of an intro here about what this show is and the concept behind it before the shows actually go live. And, you know, I've seen a bunch of other podcasts do this just to put up something to let you guys know what's going on, and that's what we're doing here today. Guys, Rank 'Em All started as a really just throw it out there concept. You know, a friend of ours and also one of the producers and co-hosts here on the show, Dick Tyner, he threw out that, you know, he would love to re-listen to Master of Puppets from Metallica. And he's like, man, when I heard it before, I didn't like it. But I wonder if my tastes have kind of changed since then and what I would think of it. And I'm like, it would be cool if you sat down and you ranked and you listened and ranked them all. And then he's like, man, that's a lot. I don't know if I want to do that. Well, spoiler alert, we did it. That's exactly what we're doing here today. We listened to and we ranked Metallica first, and we got some other cool bands coming down the pipeline. But Nate, do you want to just tell the listeners out there exactly the process and what we do and how we do it?
Okay, so first of all, as individual people who are a part of this show, your own responsibility is to go listen to the album on your listening device. You're going to hear it a lot. My device of choice is the Zune. You're goddamn right. Anyways, you get your device of choice. You're going to take in your album, and at the least amount of effort you have to put in is just to write a number rank. What you thought that song was to you in the overall realm and zeitgeist of said band we are covering. So I'm not saying to rank Metallica songs to Little Richie songs or to Prince songs or to LL Cool J songs or to fucking Joe Bob Briggs songs, anything like that. I'm saying Metallica within the realm of Metallica, where do these songs stack? Mm-hmm. And what we're going to do is then when you guys are actually listening and or watching these episodes, you're going to get this really cool thing where it's a beautiful conversation between the four of us discussing the songs, breaking down the album one track at a time in order. So it's really fun. If you want to also on your own have the album on in the background when you're listening to us talk about them and maybe change as we talk about each song. Sometimes we talk way the fuck longer than the length of a song. So you might have to listen 3 or 4 times over. You know, you might be sick of Whiplash by the time we're done talking about it. But the really nice thing is we break down the ranks at the very end. It gives us this awesome master ranking for not only our own individual preferences, but for the master rank of the album. Then that gives us an overall availability to look at the overall master rank of a band's discography. And that's why we are doing this, is to rank them all.
Absolutely. So what we do is that we go down each single song, we listen to it, and we give it a rank out of 1 to 10. And there are no zeros. Effort has to be given here. There have been some arguments about zeros and tens about whether or not we can go above or below. Nope, 1 to 10. And what that's going to do is that's going to give each individual person our own album rank. And then we average those out. You know, sometimes it got 3 people, sometimes it got 4 people. You know, for the entire Metallica run, we have the same 4 guys. It's going to be Nate, myself, along with Dick Tyner and Nick Maxon for the entire run. And we're doing every album in the discography, as well as a couple of extra ones out there, like the covers and the symphony stuff. So it's a little bit different. It's going to vary per band. We're going to go into each artist or band, and figure out from the get-go, what are we going to do and how are we going to do it? And we're going to let you guys know that way you can listen and rank along with us. And we want to hear exactly what you've got to say and what your ranks are. We can reach out on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also reach out on comments down below on Podbean. And the podcast will be available on all the platforms that we can get it on. Of course, we're just starting, so by the time you're hearing this, we're probably not everywhere yet. But within the next coming weeks, we shall be.
And Brando, let me say something else, because what comes with, and this is not going to be with every Rank 'Em All series that gets done, because This isn't going to be just a beholden to the big four. Like you said, we've got other stuff that's going to branch out, more artists, more acts, more bands we're going to be doing, more people being a part of this process and being a part of this very special, unique thing. It's like a variation on the network where we want to have a lot of cogs and working parts and people involved with things, and that's what's going to make it really special. But specifically with the Metallica one, we do have something special to roll out alongside of us debuting this new podcast, because not only are we doing a video version of the podcast, not only can you listen to the audio and all the different podcasting platforms we'll be talking about here in a little bit, you're also going to be able to, and if you're in quarantine, you need something fun to do, you have a couple buddies who you like to socially distance with on Thursdays and drink some beers with, come check out Rank 'Em All and play the drinking game. We're going to be posting that everywhere. There was a lot of effort put into figuring out what exactly made it into the drinking game as we were going through recording the whole series. A lot of interesting, consistent shenanigans and certain things kind of became evident. So they made it into the game. Those are things you're going to be able to just have fun with. We do want you to drink responsibly. If you don't drink, replace it with your favorite bong rip. That's the best I got for you. Man, I'm really excited to roll this down, Brando. This is something that, as I return to the man, this is something that I've genuinely been excited for since July when we first started working on this project. And we came to a very, very early agreement that we weren't going to release any of these until the entire discography was done, which gives one thing to the listener: the assurance that we are going to finish what we started, and that way we are not incomplete. And that is just a little Easter egg for another series to come down the road there. But yeah, man, I'm really stoked for this for sure.
Yeah, when we started, this was originally going to be just a collaborative podcast split up across different feeds. You know, we have the Journey in the Comics Network feed. You know, Dick Tyner has his podcast review feed. And this was going to be kind of like one of those podcast projects that, you know, all this band was going to be on the network feed, but all of that band or artist was going to be on his feed. No. Eventually, this project got bigger than its own britches. So when you first hear the first couple of episodes, you're not going to hear anything about Rank 'Em All having its own feed or Rank 'Em All having its own website or anything like that. That gets decided a little bit later on. And just like Nate said, you know, we recorded all these episodes from the get-go, and you're going to get to hear pretty much from July until the end of the year. This is how long it kind of took us to do some of these, which is why I'm glad that we did not release them week to week, because there was some breaks in there where we just couldn't get people together. But now we all seem to be on a great page as far as scheduling and getting everything to go. We are already working on stuff that's going to air after Metallica is all done, so that's exciting to think about as well.
There are literally 2 series being recorded as we speak.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, it's crazy how much is actually being put into this new effort. And honestly, it is new. This is something that, and I don't want to, I don't know how to say this. I don't want this to sound misconstrued, but the Journey into Comics tenure has its own history and its own uniqueness. And it's nerd, and it's nerd culture, and it's that. And this does not have to have any presence or evidence of that. It's its own unique musical venture for music, because music connects us all, and that's what I love the most about this. That's one thing that you and I bonded over more than anything in the whole world, has been music. Mm-hmm. So to have this very special venture with you that we are birthing together and creating with our dudes is just it's really special, man, for sure.
Absolutely. And as we said, this is a music review podcast. You're going to be able to listen to it on podcast services all around the globe. And there's also a video version that's going to go up on our YouTube channel. Just search Rank 'Em All Podcast. And there's a YouTube channel. All the videos will be right there. And going forward, that's exactly how we're going to do it. Video version, audio version, whichever one you want to go. As Nate said, if you're playing the drinking game, drink responsibly and don't drink while you're driving and listening to the show. That's not what we want anybody to do. Don't do that. Wait until you're safe at home and you got your own device. You know, if you want to download the podcast on your Zune and listen to us on that, that is just really too meta that I really can't even wrap my brain around.
That would take a lot of effort. First of all, you would still have to have a working Zune software on your computer, which outdated itself like 2 years ago. Then you would have to download it into your actual computer, the actual episode. Then you would have to export that into Zune and hope that the file's not bigger than what Zune can actually handle in one individual file slice. And then if it isn't, then you have to export and sync that to your Zune to then just play, when you could just, get your phone and hit Spotify. It's a lot faster,
Absolutely. But guys, we welcome you all here to the show. We welcome you all here to this project, and we hope that you're going to listen along with us and rank with us. And we want to hear back from all you guys on those platforms that we said below. And we look forward to the future and all the other stuff we've got to come here on this great new venture that we're starting. And I simply cannot wait, because there's a lot to talk about with Metallica. As you can tell, some of these episodes are going to be quite long, and some of them go longer than what even we intended. But that's part of the journey, man. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of debate and talk about songs. And also, I like to throw in some info about each song. If I have tidbits of information, I'm going to give that give that to you guys. And we are just looking forward to the new venture here. And I can't wait for Friday.
And I was going to say one last thing, Brando, before we forget. We do encourage you guys to all go to Facebook if you've got one. Like us on Facebook. I'm sure the video versions will be available there as well, so you'll be able to watch there. You're going to also, be able to keep up to date when we're releasing new series and new news coming out. That's also where we're definitely going to be posting the drinking game, so you can actually print that for yourself off or just save it to your phone or whatever. So those are going to be some of the easiest ways to find us. Just search Rank All. That's RANKEMALL on all the different podcasting services that we will, like Brandon said, eventually be on, because we are just starting this venture as an officially putting content out. We've got to go through the right channels and lock in with all the different places. And sometimes that can take some time. So just bear with us as we get to that point.
Absolutely. And, just take a good look at the descriptions or on our social media. And anytime that there's an update about where we are going to let you guys know. And until then, Nate, that's all I got to say about this. And I'm getting ready to get down to the ranks.
Let's do it, my friend. We are about to rank them all.